AITA for telling dad in front of everyone that I don't want to date family friend's son because I think he's manipulating me with his anxiety? I am on the spectrum, so it's hard for me to tell. My older sister is diagnosed with anxiety. I know anxiety can come in different forms, but I believe, and my sister as well, that someone is using their anxiety to manipulate me. A guy named Trey is the son of dad's friend. Sometimes he'd come around and we became friends, then he asked me out and we dated for a month. We go to the same school, this is the first year we had classes together. He makes it well known that he has anxiety to me and everyone around us. We have 4 classes together, in 2 we sit at the same table. Here's the issue, I suspect that Trey is faking his anxiety or using it as manipulation. In the 2 classes where we sit close, he always suddenly starts breathing really heavily and working up a worried expression, burying his face in his hands and shaky breath. It lasts for like 20 seconds, then repeats about 20 minutes later. I know to be polite and ask if he's okay, but it just feels very off. From knowing my sister, she seems genuinely scared in panic attacks. Trey doesn't seem scared, he just seems calmer immediately after someone gives him empathy. Sometimes I even see a smirk. Or he'll suddenly go into an anxiety attack, saying it feels like the world is caving in over and then run over to adjacent tables to put his head on their desks and get their sympathy. Kinda distracting, in my opinion, but he doesn't leave until someone asks him if he's alright. It just is kinda off. Usually in anxiety attacks, you'd be just trying to get through it, so I'd find it hard to immediately think about running to adjacent tables and making it known. He keeps doing it more and more, it's like a daily occurrence by now. He only started after we began dating. In the 2 classes we aren't sitting close, he will never have a single anxiety attack. He'll be loudly talking to friends. It just is kinda off because his behavior isn't ever consistent. Anyways, he doesn't do this anxiety stuff in front of dad or when we all are together. The guy seems charismatic, elsewise kind and polite. But yeah, after a month I felt like he was fishing for attention and sympathy from others, so I broke up with him politely, of course. I just made some excuse that I wasn't ready. I needed time to phrase it correctly to dad, so I kept the news to myself. Well, our families had dinner together last weekend and in front of everyone, Trey asked me why I broke up with him. Huge shock for everyone. He started accusing me of seeing someone else as the reason since I was giving him less attention at school, and I didn't handle this very well. But I was embarrassed and mad and impulsively said that it was because he was a dramatic person and manipulating others with his anxiety. Dead silence, awkward drive home. Dad is mad at me, other family is mad at me too. AITA for having this opinion, and AITA for my actions?